everybody, it's your good buddy 650E here, and I'm back here at one of my favorite places, Brock's Performance, near Beaver Creek, Ohio. And today, we're going to have Brock tune your 2017 BMW S1000RR bike. This is not it. This is Christine, one of his world record-setting S1000RRs with the beautiful BST wheels on it. This is a 2010 S1000. Believe it or not, this was one of BMW's most popular colors for this bike when it first came out. I remember that like it was just yesterday. Nate Kern had one of these bikes, and I decided that year to get the motorsport color S1000RR. But here is my BMW HP4 because we're going to be putting this bike up against the 2017 S1000RR after it's tuned to see which bike produces the most power. My HP4 has a Brin tuning ECU flash on it, and your 2017 S1000RR has a power commander, and it will have a custom map from our good friends at Brock's Performance. Brock is actually going to map that bike himself. This is Brock's 2017 Gixxer 1000, and my good friend Alex over there is preparing it to go on the dyno alongside the HP4 and the S1000, and we're going to see which one of these bikes makes the most power today. But while we're doing that and hanging out here at Brock's Performance, we see Brock himself is in there on the dyno, and he has our 2017 S1000RR bike in here, and he's going to start tuning on it really quickly. He removed the lower fairings so that we can not have any heat issues and nothing gets melted. But you can see the Brock's Performance full CT megaphone, titanium exhaust. It's running its paces, it's starting to change colors, and that thing's going to look as magnificent as it does on my HP4. We have the power commander from our good friends at DynoJet Research.
So
yes,
you know, when we ran this bike, it had the Acro slip-on map inside the power commander. I just went and got that map out of the power commander.
Okay.
And we won't start with that. We'll start with one of our 2015, 2016 maps and see how close we are.
Okay.
Then we'll map from there.
Perfect.
I am going to save this just as a reference, though.
Great. So basically what Brock was saying, that the map that was inside this power commander when we brought this bike in here was a generic map from the power commander website. This bike produced 187 horsepower with that generic map. We just went live on YouTube, and we did all that live so you could see it in real time. It was fantastic. My HP4 on the dyno produced 191 horsepower. So that's basically a 4 to 5 horsepower difference between the two bikes. We're going to see what happens and how much power and rideability and things like that Brock can correct. So Brock is actually going to go to his map support system. He's going to register your 2017 S1000RR in the system, and they're going to shoot a map via email to us, and then we're going to download that map into the power commander. That map, presumably, is going to be better than the generic map that's currently in here. The map that Brock is sending us is one of his maps from a 2015-16 S1000RR. From there, he's going to adjust and tweak that map to customize it for the 2017 S1000. So there's pretty involved. There's a lot that goes on in this process, and I'm going to try to walk you through it as best I can. But we can see the beautiful hoses that Zach installed and all the parts that Zach and I, mainly Zach, installed into this motorcycle, and they look great.
So I registered this bike in our map support program. Map support just sent us a map database.
Okay.
We're going to install the street map.
Okay.
Just because it's pump gas, and that's what we want to do.
Yep.
I'm going to save that to my desktop, street map. Now, we don't have any idea whether or not this map's going to work with the 2017, but we have to start somewhere. So
yes, sir.
We're going to start here.
Okay.
So go to the power commander. We'll say open map. Go over here to our desktop. 2015 street map. Yep. Open. It just changed all those numbers, right?
I saw that.
Now I'm going to send it.
Nice.
Now it's in there. Now
okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit a get map just to make sure. Yep. That shows that UF means all underfairing exhaust, no sidewinder.
Gotcha.
And then that's it. We'll try this and see. We'll try this and see what it does compared to
The map
minute
does.
ago. Yep.
Sure.
Okay, so now the question is, what do we do? He brought us a bike that's empty. So we'll just have to put some fuel in it, but of course it could alter the numbers.
Okay.
So, but whatever, it is what it is. So it's 6,000 RPM, gas is only open 57%.
Okay.
And look at what they're doing here. They open it for a second for whatever reason, and then they close it again. So you don't actually get wide open throttle until, oh, look at that, Alex.
And then it's closing back off.
Yep, until 12.2, and then it's closing back down to 92%.
Oh, wow.
So,
Power on the table.
yeah, yeah. Until we can flash the ECU, you're not going to be able to extract maximum power out of this bike.
Gotcha.
Which we're working on. The 2017 is just really not confusing, but it's they put some additional protection in there to cause problems.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this needs to be, this line, this red line right here needs to be 100% all through here. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that gets really confusing for some folks. So, at 100% throttle here, we're only at 85% throttle in the map.
Gotcha.
So in order to tune the map at 100, we've got to tune it at 80 to get results at 100.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Right. So we're going to go right now, and we're going to pull up. This is the map we put in it, and we're going to use a special program that's going to help us smooth this out in here. But our program's not smart enough to say, wait a minute, if we're at 8,000 RPMs at 100% throttle, I'm going to hold the throttle wide open. At 8,000 RPMs, we actually have to map in the 80% column to get results in 100.
Gotcha.
We can go over here and map the 100% column all we want. We can put all kinds of numbers in there. We're not there. The throttle blades aren't at 100%. They're closing off.
Yeah.
So you can map it till the cows come home, and the air fuel's not going to change.
Yeah.
So little techie there for you. But,
yeah.
So if you want, just sort of watch what we're doing here, and
Sure.
It'll automatically. We're going to automatically tune on this bike.
Wow.
let me show you what we've got going on here.
Okay.
We just did a little bit of tuning. We're at 192. We saw 193. And you can see the air-fuel ratio is much, much straighter. It was all over the place.
Yeah.
This is more conducive to quick acceleration. But here's what I want you to look at. Look at this. Get this out of the way. This line is what the throttle is actually doing. So at 100% throttle, and I'm wide open during this whole run. I say 100% throttle, but I'm wide open. But because the ECU is not flashed, the throttle blades are only open 91%. Well, typically on these maps, we have 100 and we have 80. Well, we needed to map this one at 90. We created a column and mapped it so that we could get the bike tuned properly in these higher RPMs.
Okay.
But if you look here, so for instance, at this part in the run, we're only at 54% throttle. Now I've got the grip at 100%. We're only at 54%.
Yeah.
So the blades open up, they spike, they come back down, they go back up, and then they come back down. So when we map this, it's like a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a run real quick,
Okay.
so that you can see. Just watch this cursor.
That cursor represents throttle position?
That cursor represents blade position.
Blade position.
Okay, where the throttle blades are. All I'm doing, I'm at 100% throttle. I'm putting the gas wide open. It's at 100 the whole time.
Yeah.
But it's not following my hand.
Yeah.
It's doing what the ECU is programmed to do, which is pass emissions. So we're making it, we're gonna map it. We've got it mapped correctly for maximum power, even though we haven't adjusted the ECU yet.
Is it just an emissions thing, or is this some sort of safety measure that
It's
BMW
emissions.
put in there as well?
It's emissions, it's noise control, and yeah, generally that's usually what it is.
Gotcha.
You know, if they can't pass emissions at 100%, if you reduce it down to 92, you're going to be a lot more likely to pass sure.
Makes sense.
Right?
Makes sense.
So watch what happens when we make a run here.
Okay. I'll put my earmuffs on and my glasses.
I'm going to let this thing heat up a little bit, Eve, too. 'Cause
Okay.
what I did, we got it mapped on the ridge side because we figured that's safer. You guys do a lot of this highway stuff. I'm assuming the new owner's going to do that.
Yeah.
So we want it to be rich. We can get more power by leaning it down, but that's not going to help what we're trying to accomplish, which is real nice drivability and maximum engine life, and not
Yes.
trying to cause any grief.
Makes sense. Wow, 193 horsepower.
193. Let me clean this up a little bit.
Okay. That's a 6 horsepower gain from earlier.
And you'll notice we had to make some runs to get some heat into the engine because we've got it mapped pretty rich here.
Yeah.
Incredibly safe, 12.7 to 1. But on pump gas, if you're going to run wide open, it's almost like a land speed tune.
Yeah.
So you got to get some heat into it. But you can see 193, and it's just crazy watching those throttle blades, because you're really at the mercy of BMW engineers, Bosch engineers, as far as how much throttle the bike actually gets, even if you're wide open.
So if we didn't have this issue with the throttle blades, and let's say they were wide open at 100% all the time, how much power would this freaking bike produce?
You know, that's always a tough one. That's always a tough one to answer, Eve. It's one of no two bikes are the same.
Yeah.
I mean, could be 3 more horsepower, could be 5.
Sure.
We won't know until we actually open it up. And then another thing, and I did a video on this myself, but it's hampering the acceleration all the way down low. Now, it depends on what you're actually doing with the bike, but the way we set them up, we want them to go from the word go when you're at 100% throttle, right? And let them accelerate as hard as they can. So we've done the best that we can do until we can make some changes to the ECU on this bike.
Gotcha. That's fantastic, Brock. Thank you so much for your hard work. You've been working on this for hours today. People think this is like done right away, and no, Brock's been working on this for at least 4 hours so far. So
yeah, and you know, when we do this for our own maps, it takes days.
Yeah.
Days and days. This was just sort of a quick tune. Luckily, the 2015, 2016 tune that we had already done was close. So all we had to do was go in and figure out the craziness of the throttle blades, match that. Down low, they seem to be very close as far as how they open. So I don't see any reason to map them there.
We're wrapping up a fantastic day here at Brock's Performance. I've been here all day, and Brock has done a lot of work tuning your 2017 BMW S1000RR, making it fast, reliable, turning the beautiful exhaust, the titanium exhaust, having it change colors for you. This bike is amazing. It has gained 6 or 7 horsepower since when we brought it in today, and it is ready to go to the lucky winner that has supported this amazing build series. So I want to personally thank everyone that participated in the season 1 of the new bike build series. I think it was an amazing success, and when I pull up to this person's private residence with a trailer and this bike inside, they're going to be very happy. But we're going to let Brock get that bike out of here. He's got to install the fairings on it, and then I'm going to put it into the trailer. We also did some activity here with the Gixxer 1000, the 2017 Gixxer. This bike produced 190 horsepower on the dyno, and your 2017 S1000RR produced 192 horsepower. So that was outstanding. My BMW HP4 produced 191 horsepower. So lots and lots and lots of horsepower going on here today at Brock's Performance. But for right now, it's time for me to get this bike. I'm going to raise this a little bit. There we go. It's time for me to get these bikes put inside the trailer. So thank you guys for viewing the video. If you liked it, hit the like button. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking subscribe. New videos are always uploaded to the 650 Eve YouTube channel. Stay tuned for more, and as always, thanks for viewing. We'll catch you next time.